Welcome to the Basque CF 2024. My name is B.Friendly. We are in Bilbao, Spain, and we'll be bringing you coverage of the elite men and women division throughout 3 days of competitions here. We're starting things off outside the historic Guggenheim Museum here on the banks of the Nivron River in Bilbao. The rig is set just outside here. It's a beautiful morning in Spain. Judges are lined up and ready to go. We've got 4 heats of elite action this morning. They're going to be taking on, if you go on the Wod Buster, it'll be listed as event number 2, but it's going to be our first workout for the elite division. And it's a 12-minute time cap to get through a 36, 24, 12 rep scheme of toes to bar, a barbell movement, and bar facing burpees. The barbell movement will go from power cleans to front squats to thrusters as we go. It's a long or a wide rig, 20 lanes, and the seating of the lanes is a little weird with 1 in the middle. The odd numbers go left, counting up to 19. The even numbers go from the right 2 all the way up to 20. The athletes are taking the floor and getting ready to start. We got some heavy hitters in the first heat, and the potential for the ultimate winning score to come out of this heat. And we got a friend of mine here who must say hi to. How's it going? What's up, guys? Lane 19, we got Diego Rodrigo. Lane 17, Carlos Ferreira, one of the competition favorites and possibly the favorite to win this event. Lane 15, Raul Del Rio. Lane 13, Pau Lorenz. Lane 11, Guillermo Gonzalez. Lane 9, Saul Vasquez. Lane 7, Miguel Zubazarreta. Lane number 5, Javier San Martin. Lane 3, Carlos Del Arco. Lane 1, John Canan. Lane 2, Rafa Canto. Lane 4, Thomas Boone. Lane 6, Kiko Sobron. Lane 8, Santiago Arteaga. Lane 10, Erson Lombardini. Lane 12, Ivan Waregi. Lane 14, Ignacio Yamarende, another potential sleeper pick this weekend. Lane 16, Rodrigo Garcia. Lane 18, Dami Martinez, very well-known athlete. May have seen him at Dubai in 2022. Lane 20, Reda Pador. And we are about to start.
Segundos. Stand by. 3, 2, 1, go!
36 toes to bar to kick things off here. Beautiful Ruster rig. Extremely stable rig. And man, it's 10 o'clock. It's a holiday here in Bilbao. This place is going to be packed all day. Dia de Muerte, or Halloween, or something, Day of the Saints. Depending on who you are, what you might call it. 36 toes to bar out the gates. It's very difficult to say exactly what the strategy is going to be here from the athletes. I spoke to a few of them. Finishing underneath the time cap is the goal for some. Others have a bit of a statement that they want to make here on day number 1, event number 1, especially because there are 2.5 more heats of men to come, or 1.5 more heats of men to come, 2.5 heats total. There's about 50 athletes in this division. And there's the quote-unquote top athletes. Dami Martinez off the rig extremely quickly right there in the front. Carlos Ferreira on the far other side of the floor, second man off the rig. And here comes everybody else. And whether they're going to do touch and goes or not was the question on the power cleans. Dami's doing a big set here. I know you can't see him on the other side, but Carlos going all singles. I saw Carlos practicing that early on. Dami, after that big set, drops and goes down to the singles. He's with no shirt on there and the tattoos second from us on the rig. They will advance the bar after every round, and in this heat, I am expecting these 2 guys on this side, Dami and Ignacio, and then also Carlos on the far side of the floor to be amongst the leaders. I mean, Carlos and Dami could not be further apart from each other, so it may be difficult to kind of get both in a really, really good shot with the one camera, but we'll do our best. The athletes are supposed to keep the bars as close to the lines as they can on the floor of the green for the power cleans, the white for the front squats, and then the green for the thrusters, and they all have bar facing burpees as well. And with a 12-minute time cap, you know, you can't go all out from start to finish on this kind of workout. There has to be some sort of element of pacing. Where you choose to do that and how is going to depend a little bit on your skill set. $30 for Dami. All of the men hand up for him there. Oh, there's another hand up in the middle of the floor, I believe. I'll check in with Dami in a second, but it looks like the... Oh no, it's a miscommunication with the judge in lane number 6. So it should be Dami Martinez hitting the deck first here for the burpees. Absolutely no pause between movements. Dami Martinez, his hands are going up for some of the other men, is the first one on the ground for the burpees here in heat number 1 of 3 for the men. 2 lanes down from Ignacio, looks like he's the second man down to the floor. Not necessarily surprised by that. Carlos Ferreira, far side of the floor, has lost the shirt, but he's down there. And lane 16, Rodrigo Garcia, lane 12, Ivan Guarregui are also down for the burpees. And we'll check back in with Dami in a minute here. Lane 16, there's Rodrigo. In the green is Ignacio, Ivan in the purple. Lane number 10, Santiago Arteaga. Lane number 10, excuse me, Gerson Lombardini. And Santiago Arteaga right here with one final power clean to go. They'll get to the burpees. Lane 6, Nico Sobron is down. Like lane 4 ended up being empty. Rafa Canto, John Cannon. Carlos Arco is amongst the first 5 guys down for the burpees as well. He's there in the green shirt. Javier San Martin, Mikel Zubazzaretti, Saul Vasquez, Guillermo Gonzalez, Pau Jorens, Raul Del Rio, here's Carlos Herrera. Podium pick for a lot of people here in Spain. Some suggesting he may be the guy who could give Aniol Akaya a run for his money this weekend. Aniol, a late addition to the field. He'll be in our 3rd heat this morning. And while everyone's working on the burpees, man, I just had to do that shot for you guys. That is something else. What an incredible place for the competition. Ignacio first up on the bar on the far side of the floor in the green shirt. Dami Martinez as well. So it's Ignacio and Dami. 24 toes to bar here, and then they're going to go to the front squats. Carlos 3rd up, so the 3 men that we expected in this heat, 2 of them on the far side of the ring, 1 here on the left, are the leaders through the first round of this decreasing rep scheme triplet. I believe Ivan Guarregui is 4th. Onto the toes to bar, and then in lane number 3, Carlos Del Arco, as I mentioned, who was in the top 5, getting to the burpees. Carlos Ferreira there. And we're going to work our way back down the floor towards the leaders. There's Del Arco and Ignacio onto the front squats. It's 55 kilos on the bar, 120 pounds. Dami Martinez getting a no rep out the gate here, but these are the 2 leaders. Ignacio on the left, Dami Martinez on the right. And Carlos also on the barbell, far side of the floor. Ignacio is glancing down to see where he's at. So potentially a little bit of an advantage for these 2 guys who are right next to each other, as opposed to Carlos, who's sort of in a world of his own over there. Del Arco and Guarregui are still 4th and 5th. They get to the bar at about the same time. Del Arco with about a half rep advantage over him for 5th in the heat. And then in lane 16, a no rep out the gate for Rodrigo Garcia, being told to get a little lower. Hand up for Ignacio. He's going to drop the bar, so he'll move to the burpees first. No, Carlos Ferreira, far side of the floor, ripped through the front set of front squats. So it's Ferreira, Ignacio, and Martinez with 2 reps to go now. 1, 2, 3 from far side of the floor to the close side of the floor. Dami will drop 3rd in the heat. we got a little bit of a battle on our hands. That last round is going to be a quick one. 12, 12, and 12 once they finish these toes to bar thrusters and bar facing burpees. Spoke to the head judges this morning. The rule is athletes must get both feet across the black, off the black to the red mats to finish the workout. So if needed, we'll try to get that down the line shot, but lane number 12, Rodriguez, drops the barbell there. He'll head to the burpees, 6th in the heat right now. Del Arco and Rodriguez, are ahead of Garcia. And hand up for Ignacio. Ferreira moving the barbell forward. Last burpee here for Ignacio. He'll move the bar forward. Ferreira heading back to the rig. Ignacio heading back to the rig. Gosh, this is going to be tight, and they're so far away. Ferreira is first up, and he's going to get at least a set of 6 done before Ignacio gets up on the bar. Ignacio jumping up now, but Carlos Ferreira with the hand up from his judge.
You can already see Carlos Ferreira, your new leader here.
Last rep,
17.
24 reps to go for Carlos Ferreira. Looking down the floor again. His time is going to be the time to beat as we have another heat and a half to go. But Ferreira to the barbell, Ignacio with the hand up on the rig. They're the only 2 men in the final round. Now Dami Martinez up on the rig. 12 thrusters here and 12 burpees for Carlos Ferreira. One rep for Ferreira. 12 burpees to go. Ignacio on the set of thrusters on the other side of the floor. Dami Martinez getting his hands on the barbell as well. Heat number 1 of 3 for the men. Ignacio's going to take a break. Martinez powering through at this moment. 4 reps to go. Carlos Ferreira. Su tiempo? 9:18 and 9:18 for Ferreira. That'll be the time to beat Carlos Ferreira. And we got a race over here. Hands up for both men. Dami Martinez will get across. And Ignacio will finish 3rd in the heat. Ignacio 9:54. Su tiempo 9:43. Thank you. So 3 men done. They're the 3 men we expected. Juan Del Arco down on the floor. Hand up for Del Arco. You're gonna see him in the green t-shirt. He's crawling over the bar in these last rep or 2. He's got 1 rep to go. He's completely spent. Oh no, well, excuse me, the judge has now put the hand up in the air. So we got a battle here. Lane 16, Rodrigo Garcia right in front of us. Juan Del Arco is really hurting down there. And Rodrigo Garcia will take 4th in the heat as Del Arco came to a screeching halt. And now he's going to get across the line. I believe 5th in the heat. Should be approaching the last minute of the time cap here. Thrusters are done in lane 12, Rodriguez. Several men doing burpees on the other side of the floor. I believe Raul Nelrino and Paulo Llorens are in a little bit of a burpee battle. Right in front of us, Herrera Platura, and it looks like Paulo's going to get across. Paulo Llorens will beat the time cap. Diego Rodrigo doing burpees on the far side of the floor. He's now heading back to the rig, it looks like. Wow. And Raul Del Rio should finish up. He just gets in. Several men doing burpees. Right in front of us, El Rey del Platur from Nordbach Santonio will get in. Lane number 12, Waregi will get across. Lane number 10, Erson Lombardini gets in. And it is a plethora of bodies on the floor. Holy cow. Event number 1, men number 1, heat number 1. Just complete carnage here. Bien hecho, Dami. Dami Martinez will take second place there. Here's Juan Del Arco. I told you was just completely spent at the end of that one. Pau Jorenz. Buena, Pau. Oh, he's in pain. Raul Del Brillo. Y Carlos Ferreira, 9:18, will take the heat. And we got 30 men to go. ¿Ya puedo hablar en español?
Puedes intentar.
Entonces, ¿qué piensas? Porque Dami y Ignacio fue por otro lado. ¿Sabes de dónde ellos están o no?
Yo no miraba los carriles de al lado. Yo tenía mi estrategia e intentaba perseguirla. Ha habido cosas que yo tenía pensadas, pero en el medio del WOD intenté cambiarlas. Necesité descansar en las front squat. No partí en los primeros toes to bar porque me sentí bien y tenía claro que la barra iba a ir drop and go. Y nada, seguí, no bajé el ritmo y por suerte ellos frenaron un poquito y les pude ahí adelantar. Pero...
Hicíselo en entrenado y ¿cómo fue tu tiempo? Hoy fue 9:18.
Hice una aproximación, hice 24, 18, 12. Es parecido, más corto, prefiero este. El corto es demasiado fuerte para mí. Yo necesito watts de más de 8 minutos. Yo en el box tardé 5 y algo, pero prefiero este.
Gracias, Carlos. Yeah. Carlos Ferreira taking the win there in heat number 1, 9:18. We'll see if it can hold up. Heat number 2 is going to be coming up in a minute.
Eta esan dugu, amarretan hasi eman diogula, bian jarri dugula, eta arratzalde boste tarte bakertan izango gara, kirolari ezberdinak ikusten, elite mailako kirolariarekin abian jarri dugu, aurtengo ekitaldia, baina jarraia, bestelako kirolariak ere parte hartuko dute, modalitate ezberdinetan, hortxe maila ezberdinak izango direlako, Master 25, Master 55, taldekako modalitateak ere ikusiko ditugu, hortxe txandakatu egingo dira, kirolarien artean, taldeak osatu, eta gaur esan dugu bezala, horrek kanporaketa guztiak aukera ikusteko izango dugu bertan. Beraz, ongi etorri guztiak izan dugu lehenengo txandari, hasiera eman diogula, eta erlojuari begiradatxoa eginda, amarraketan laurden direnean, jarraian, bigarren txandari hasiera emango diogu, epaileak prest dira, kirolariak ere prest dira, eta esan dugu bezala, banakako aurkezpenari ekiko ditugu, baina horretarako publikoaren laguntza ere beharko dugu, ikusi guztien laguntza beharko dugu, protagonistak izango dira.
1 minute to the start of heat number 2. Another 20 men set to take the floor here outside of the Guggenheim Museum on Friday morning. It's a holiday in Bilbao. We got some CrossFit fans here, some fitness fans, of course, but possibly also some locals just happening by and taking a look at what's going on. The men are here in the starting area. Now Sabate in his seat. Alvaro Gomez, the ninja, getting ready to take on this triplet that we just got to see. Top 3 finishers in the first heat were Carlos Ferreira, 9:18, Dami Martinez, 9:43, and Ignacio Ijamarendi, 9:54. Only 3 guys to go, sub 10 minutes on a 12-minute time cap workout. See the workout there on the screen before you, 36, 24, 12. The toes to bar and the burpees are the same every round. The barbell movement will change. We got the 55 kilo, 120 pound short bars here from Ruster. Lane number 20, Javier Iturbe. Lane number 18, Victor Rapiles. Lane 16, Ibai Sanchez. Lane number 14, Alex Garcia. Lane number 12, Chema Rodriguez. Lane 10, Danny Jardon. Lane number 8, Arnaud Sabate. Saw him last year in Pamplona, winning the 30 muscles for time there. Lane number 6, Guillermo Calvo. Lane number 4, Christian Vasquez. Lane number 2, Francesc Martinez Alcina. Lane number 1, Alvaro Gomez. Keep an eye on him. He's called the Ninja in these parts. Lane number 3, Juanjo Garancho. Lane number 5, Nordi. Only needs one name, apparently, I've been told. Lane number 7, Angel Boniel. Lane 9, Jose Antonio Alfosea. Lane number 11, Javier Urilegui. Lane 13, Jorge Gomez. Lane 15, Alvaro Sopena. Lane 17, Victor
10 segundos.
Lorenz. Y lane 19, Guille Casquero. We'll round out this heat.
3, 2, 1, go!
3, 2, 1, go. We'll keep it wide here for the 36 toes to bar and really just let you guys take in this incredible historic location to do a CrossFit or fitness competition. The Guggenheim, designed by Frank Lloyd Wright, the renowned and famous architect here on the banks of the river in Bilbao, Spain. It's the 3rd year of the Basque Championship Wod, 3rd place at the CrossFit Games in the adaptive division. One of the 3 main competition organizers here told us in a podcast earlier this week that they had wanted to do the event outside the Guggenheim last year. One of the other organizers has some political connections of some kind to be able to make this happen. And the athletes in all divisions, not just in the elite, they get a chance to be on this floor outside this building. It's really something special. I spoke with one of the female athletes who lives in Madrid and said, first time to Bilbao, and that just to be able to do this is something kind of out of a dream. Several athletes coming out of the ring. It looks like lane number 5, Norley, is amongst the leaders. While they're working on these 36 lanes, we'll just kind of give you the rundown again. Here's Guille Casquero, Victor Lorenz. Hudson goes here in 15th for Alvaro Sopena. Jorge Gomez in the blue. Hudson goes in 11 for Xavier Urilegui. Carlos Ferreira did not need to do touch and goes. He really capitalized on the round of front squats. Jose Antonio Alfosea in 9. Angel Boniel in 7. Here is Jordan. He was the first one out the rig. And number 3, Juanjo Garancho. Lane 1, Alvaro Gomez. Lane number 2, Francesc Martinez Alcina. Lane 4, Christian Vasquez. Lane 6, Guillermo Calvo. Lane 8, Arnaud Sabate. Lane number 10, Danny Jardon. Lane 12, Mexico wrestler Chema Rodriguez. Lane 14, Alex Garcia. Lane 16, Ibai Sanchez. A sneaky pick, potentially. And hands up in lane 18 for Victor Arapiles. Javier Iturbe rounds out the heat. There's nobody on the ground for the burpees yet. Looking for our first man to drop down there. Hands up for several of them. 9:18 is the time to beat, and it is lane number 18. Victor Arapiles down first. I'll check. It was in the Nordy. Looks like he was the 3rd one down. And then I want to say possibly Javier Urilegui was the 2nd guy down on the ground for burpees. But big competition floor, very wide here, 20 lanes. So we'll do our best to keep up to date with everything. They will advance the bars each time they finish the burpees, and then they'll obviously cross the finish line when they finish the burpees in the last round. And I didn't catch every detail of what Carlos Ferreira said, but I think he was talking about having a very specific strategy of not necessarily winning the first round or feeling like he needed to, but taking his move on the front squats. He was not in the lead until the end of the 24 front squats, and he never relinquished it after that. Ended up besting Dami Martinez and Ignacio by about 40 seconds. His transitions were also extremely quick, where the other guys took a little bit of time, especially when they went back to the rig for the toes to bar. All men in this heat are on the 36 burpees. This is as expected. The separation will start to really show itself when we get to round 2. So the workout up there for you one more time. It's the first workout of the weekend for the elites, so we have it listed as WOD 1. On the scoreboard, it'll be listed as WOD or event number 2. There are 2 competition floors here for the Basque CF in its 3rd year. This floor outside the Guggenheim, and then the Bilbao Arena will play host to a majority of the action. And we do have our leader in the heat over there on the toes to bar in round 2. Let's make sure it's lane number 11. So it's Javier Irulegui, as we thought, who is up there towards the top of the heat. And a really opening, strong set of toes to bar here. A few other men are on the rig already. You see about 8 guys working on the toes to bar across the roster rig here outside the Guggenheim. 2 and 3 for the men. You have some big names coming up in the final heats. A lot of people here told me Carlos Ferreira might win this workout. He put up the time in heat 1 of 9:18. Anyola Kai and Thiago Lucas will be amongst the headliners in the final heat. We'll be trying to take that down. But right now in heat number 2 is Javier Irulegui. He's looking at 24 front squats and kind of on his own in this heat.
Con una muy buena ventaja de una
3 other men coming forward at the same time.
Número 11.
14, 15 reps now done for Javier. Hand up, going for an unbroken set here. And 24 unbroken reps for him. Let's check out some of the other guys who are in the lead. Jordi looks like he's going to take a break. He was about 4th on the barbell. Here comes Alvaro Gomez. Very fast cycle rate on his squats. But the second man to get the barbell up is the man with the hands up in the air here. Lane number 14, Alex Garcia. To his right, dropping the bar, Victor Arapila is about a half burpee ahead of him, so they appear to be 2nd and 3rd in the heat. We'll check back in on Javier when he heads back to the toes to bar. Presumably will continue to be the leader. And Carlos Ferreira right behind me is watching on in anticipation. ¿Qué piensas? ¿Que Aniol puede hacerlo más rápido o no?
Un poco igual, sí.
Maybe. Tal vez. Vamos a ver.
If you don't grow 24 front squats and you don't grow, correct?
Yeah.
The 24 toes to bar is only, and you must go crazy at the burpees.
Carlos saying if you can do the 24 front squats and 24 toes to bar unbroken, that's a huge help. If you can't, then you really have to push the pace on the burpees, and it's harder to make up the time there. So a little insight from the man with the top time in heat 1. Javier heading to the toes to bar in the final round. Victor Arapiles losing his shirt there, as a hand is up here in lane number 14 for Alex Garcia. Well, right now it's Javier Irulegui up on the bar. And lane number 2, Francesc Martinez Alcina también. The men are feeling it here. 9 minutes is just passed on the clock, so Carlos's time looks like it's going to be good, at least for one more heat. Here is the leader. 12 thrusters and 12 burpees to go. 9:18 is going to be safe. 9:43 from Dami Martinez is the next time to beat, and then 9:54 the next here, Maurendi. 2 men on the barbell. Dami and right here in front of us, lane number 2. A few down from us, Francesc Martinez, Alcina. Thrusters done for Dami, 12 burpees to go. Francesc looks like he's taking a break. Thrusters on the far side of the floor for a couple of the other men as well. Lane number 19 behind me, Sia Casquera también, but it's going to be hand up here for Xavi. 1 rep to go. And he'll get across the line. Xavi, 10:08, fastest in his heat, 4th fastest so far. We got a little bit of a burpees race going on here. Oh my goodness. And lane 7 out of nowhere, Angel Donell. The ninja, Alvaro Gomez, final burpee, 3rd in the heat. And he crosses at the same time as Vitor Arapiles. More athletes getting across the line. Arnau Sabate is in, lane number 2. Francesc Alcina is in. 3 reps to go for Sia Casquero behind me. Nordi gets across. Sia Casquera is in. More and more athletes coming across the line. Lane number 10, Dani Jarón is done.
Menudo ripazo hemos visto en esta segundo hit de esta categoría élite. A falta de 45 segundos.
Lane 14, Alex Garcia comes across. And up at the end of the floor, Javier Iturbe on his thrusters. Lane number 6 right in front of us, Guillermo Calvo gets in. Alvaro Sopena finished up behind us. Lane 16, Ibai Sanchez is in. And time cap for the rest of the men. Heat 2, just like Heat 1, sprawled out across the competition floor. Incredible effort. There's Arnau Sabate, he got the job done.
Porque no metía la cabeza en alguna.
Y queda DJ, y queda DJ.
So several men in heat number 2 with a great performance there. About 2/3 of the field beating the time cap. Nobody's able to challenge Carlos his time yet. And we'll have some of the top names. Fittest man in Portugal, Tiago Lucius. And fittest man in Spain this year, Aniola Kai. Both will be up in this final heat of men, which is also going to be our first heat of women. It's going to be a little bit of a mixed heat. So we'll let them reset the floor. And we'll be back with heat number 3 of Elite Action outside the Guggenheim this morning at Basque CF Championship 2024.
Y vamos a ir dando salida al siguiente mix. En la calle 19, calle número 27, Félix Colón. En la calle número 11, Martín Blanc. Número 9, Nacho Viola. Calle número 7, Tiago Luces. Número 5, Tino Morada. Calle número 3, Peche. En la calle número 2, tenemos a Ana Isla P. Calle número 4, Silvia García Izquierdo. Calle número 6, Jacqueline Concio. Calle número 8, Elena
Athletes are already out on the floor. And we see Aniola Kai here in lane 19. We have plenty of opportunity to talk about him throughout the weekend and the accomplishments he's had this season. Well, let's introduce you to the rest of the field. Lane 17, Felix Sobron. Lane number 15. ¿Quién es? Yandro. Lane 13 might be empty. Lane 11, Marty Pla, young man from the Teenage CrossFit Games, 2 years removed from that. Lane number 9 is Nacho Vilori. Here is Tiago Lucis. He'll be in lane 7. Chete.
30 segundos.
No, Tito Buvar and Chete. And then on the women's side, Anaïs Lankry out of France, Sylvia Garcia from Spain, Jacqueline Dahlstrom out of Norway, lives in Mallorca, Elena Caratala, 2-time CrossFit Games athlete, Elder Murguia, Carla Rodrigo Noesas, and Maria Cuevas. So we got not quite a full heat.
10 segundos.
Some of the top women in this field, maybe not all of them, but some of the favorites for sure. And a couple of the podium favorites for the men as well. It's listed as WOD 2 on WODbuster, but WOD number 1 for the elite athletes this morning. 36 toes to bar, 36 power clean, 36 burpees over the bar, 24 toes to bar, 24 front squats, 24 burpees over the bar, 12 thrusters, and 12 burpees to finish. And these are 4 of the women that are likely to be in the battle for the podium. Elena Caratala on the right, Jacqueline Dahlstrom in the pink pants, black sports bra, Silvia Garcia in the purple, shades of purple outfit this morning, including her hair, of course, and Anaïs Lankry out of France.
Pues ya podemos ver nuestras dos categorías aquí en pista, élite masculino y élite femenino.
36 toes to bar to start things off.
Solo cambia ese besito en la barra.
Great for Garcia.
¿Quién va a ser el primer atleta en
Hands up for the other 3.
Esas 36 toes to bar. Elena Caratala, calle número 8, cómo no, Félix Sobron.
Aniola Kai turned to the barbell, and he told me he's planning to rip through these power cleans early. He's way down here on the other side of the floor.
Los mejores atletas internacionales y nacionales aquí en este grandísimo mundo de ese Basque CrossFit Championship.
Does take a break there. 16 unbroken before going to the singles. He wasn't the first one on the barbell. He's probably in the lead now. For the men, they're chasing 9:18. Carlos Ferreira, he won 9:43. Tommy Martinez, 9:54. Ignacio Gianmarendi, all from that first heat.
Elite mailako kirolariekin ari gara horrekoan, gizonezkoen txandarekin.
Speaker here, Joseph Zula, who watched him compete in Winslow 2 weeks ago and said this guy was extremely consistent and extremely impressive. Tiago's been on our radar for a couple years. Sometimes he really lives up to the hype. Sometimes he hasn't. I don't think he was too pleased with how the season, CrossFit Games season went last year. And he's been on a bit of a warpath this offseason, trying to find that spark and move up in the overall standings. It's an extremely competitive men's field in Europe. Hand up for Aniola, hand up for Caratala.
More to go.
And they're not in the same division, but Aniola Kai down to the burpees, about 2 reps ahead of Elena Caratala. Arguably the fittest man and woman in Spain. Caratala extending, opening up a little bit of a lead here early against the women, and Aniola with a big lead against the men. Dahlstrom second down for the ladies. They will have a full heat to come after this, so it's nice that they get to go against each other as some of the more accomplished athletes in the field, but definitely have some women in the next heat, including Alesna Aguilera, that we'll need to keep an eye on. Anaïs Lankry down to the floor, and now Sylvia Garcia as well. But the other two women in this heat actually getting down there before Garcia. We can see Maria Cuevas and Elder Murguia here in the frame as well. And let's go check in and see what Aniol chooses to do on these toes to bar and front squats in round number 2, as Carlos Ferreira was telling us. That's where he made his move, and if Aniol, he said, if Aniol's going to beat me, he's going to have to go for those unbroken or really push the pace on the burpees. Smart Fla, youngster, 2 years ago was at the CrossFit Games. Pretty much is, I think he was at the Crown as well, but pretty much has taken competition off since then. It's his first sort of elite competition back, giving a little bit of a checkpoint for where he's at. I really like the concept and strategy of him and his team of spending a couple of seasons in the gym before putting themselves out here and getting a kind of more realistic checkpoint. Again, he gets a little bit fortunate to go against Aniol this weekend. Aniol was a late add to the field, and if you're a youngster coming up in Spain, definitely is the bar that you want to be setting yourself against. So Aniol will finish up and head back to the bar, the pull-up bar that is, for the toes to bar. Elena Caratala, far side of the floor, not too far behind him. They're the only two athletes who's completed the first round so far. Elena taking a bigger break than Aniol did before getting up there. Jacqueline Dahlstrom now moves to the pull-up bar, and as she does, Elena takes that as her opportunity to jump up. Aniol gets a break in the foreground. Caratala and Dahlstrom now cycling back and forth on the toes to bar with a pretty convincing lead against their heat early. So Langkry and Garcia, amongst the other competition favorites, fading a little bit here. Caratala comes off the bar, Ikai comes off the bar, he looks down the floor, but there's nothing to look at over there. The only thing he needs to be thinking about is times from 2 heats ago. Langkry gets to the pull-up bar third, so she's done with her first round. Garcia passed by the other two women on the burpees. No real surprise there. It was a small break for Aniol, and he's going to be done with the toes to bar here in 2 sets and move on to the front squats. No hand up for the women yet, so Aniol alone on the barbell. This is where Carlos Ferreira really made his move. And Dahlstrom has passed Caratala on the toes to bar, I believe. Yes, and she wastes no time and gets into the power cleans. Aniol, fast cycle rate, but he's going to drop the bar. We'll check in on the girls and come back with Aniol in a second. All the other men in this heat are still on the toes to bar, so it's Ikai and everyone else in heat 3. He's chasing the ghosts of the athletes from the previous heat. And now we have 3 women on the front squats. Dahlstrom's going to break them, but she is in the lead. Langkry's in front of us here. Caratala, who had been leading through the first round in the tan t-shirt and black pants on the right, holding on to the bar. Ikai is on to the burpees. We're just at the 6 minute and 40 second mark, chasing that time of 9:18. He knows he doesn't have to win every workout. I had dinner with him last night, and he actually said that Carlos Ferreira is probably the favorite to win this workout. And Ferreira had a 35-second advantage over the next fastest man so far, Dami Martinez. And if Aniol comes second here, it will still be a great start to the competition for him. This is a workout that all the athletes here know is very much in the wheelhouse of Carlos Ferreira. Dahlstrom continues to lead for the women, so Ikai and Dahlstrom are on to the burpees. Front squat battle between the others. Langkry with the hand up now. Caratala drops it and looks to her right. So Langkry grinding through this set of 24. Hand up for Sylvia Garcia. Marti Pla is onto the burpees. So is Felix Sobron and now Thiago Luches. Last front squat here for Caratala. We're going to work our way back down the floor towards Aniol, who should be getting into the final round. 7:55 on the clock. That time from Dami Martinez is looking even better. Aniol Ikai is going to have to move here. 12, 12, and 12 reps to go. He's in the outside lane due to the late entry to the field. He's in this final heat, which is usually the top heat, but against these guys, It's really 3 men from the first heat that he's chasing. I think he's definitely got second place in his sights. The question's going to be, can he chase down the top time from Carlos Ferreira? He's going to have to push it if he wants to do that. 12 thrusters and 12 burpees remain. Big crowd in front of him. Historic venue behind him from a man who's competed at Huntington Beach and SoCal on the Tier Cup representing Tier World, and with Ricky Garrard down at the Down Under Championships where they had an epic setting there. This is the third beautiful location that Añolas had an opportunity to do an off-season competition already this year after breaking through and qualifying to the games in the European semifinal. After being on the grind in the competition scene in Europe for a couple years. His barbell rolling, there's a little bit of an inconvenience, but it's the last 12 burpees for him. Nobody else is off the toes to bar yet. We'll catch up with the women when he's done, but he's racing against men from the first heat. 6 down, 6 to go. Last 4 reps for Akai. One more rep and he'll have to get across the finish line. 9:36, so Carlos Ferreira will win the division. Añola Akai will take second place. Dami Martinez will take third, and Javi Iruluega fourth. So as expected this morning, Carlos Ferreira will take the win for the men. You see Pla, Sopron, Luches, Chete, all ripping through the thrusters. Luches has moved into second here, but it's Jacqueline Dahlstrom who's closer to finishing. In the blue pants, 5 reps to go. This will be the time to beat going into the next heat. So Jacqueline Dahlstrom will get across the line. Diego Luches right behind her about 10:30. 10:31 unofficial for Dahlstrom. Luches in. Pla, Marti Pla gets across the line underneath the 11-minute mark. Sylvia Garcia, who is trailing behind early, has made her move late. As Caratala past long 3. Final rep for Sylvia Garcia. Get across the finish line. Garcia will take second in the heat. 11:05. Anias Lankley in a battle here with Caratala, both women on the burpees. Hands up for both women, they're on the same rep. Lankley, 1 rep advantage here. Anias Lankley will get across. And then Caratala. It's good fun. 11:34 for Anais. 11:38 from Caratala. And 11:41 right next to her, Elder Murguía.
Un fuerte aplauso.
So let's see if we can find the legend himself for a quick chat, and we'll see if we can catch Jacqueline Dahlstrom or not. Do you know the result?
Second, I heard.
Who said that?
You.
Yeah, Carlos got you, but you finished like 10 seconds ahead of Dami. Happy with it?
Ah,
Are you happy with that?
what was the time for Carlos?
9:18. Fast. But you knew that. All right, I'll let you be.
It's all right. I was. It was tougher than I thought.
Hard workout. It's also hard because they weren't in your heat.
Yeah.
So you're not.
I was leading by a lot, but I was not also in control of the others. I was too tired.
All right, Añola Akai will start off the competition here with the second place. Late entry, so hasn't really been necessarily prepping for this. Let's see if we can check in with Jacqueline Dahlstrom real quick.
Bienvenidos, bienvenidas. Siempre recomendamos por la tercera tanda con el resto de los participantes y las participantes que se han inscrito un año más, una edición más, la Basque CF Championship.
No, you've competed in a lot of places around the world. This is a pretty famous venue. Is this a cool place to do a workout?
It's very cool. It's like my first time in Bilbao as well, but it's a very nice place. But yeah, you have that Guggenheim behind us. It's pretty cool.
You live in Spain, but far away from here.
Yeah. I think if it was a direct flight, it's probably like a 90-minute flight, so I guess. And American standards, that's not really far away, is it?
No. That was a tough workout, I think.
It got quite hard, and the sun as well was underestimated it. But yeah, it got tough.
And you weren't leading it in the first round. You kind of made your move in the second round. Was that expected?
I needed to keep my cool because I knew people would go touch and go on the first set of the cleans. But I knew for me that saving myself a bit there would mean I could push the burpees on the rest of the workout better, and it paid off.
Absolutely did. Great start to the competition. All right, Jacqueline Dahlstrom wins that heat, but we have another full heat of women that are taking the floor right now. Get set up and introduce you to them. It's going to be our final heat of individual action this morning. The men have gone 2.5 heats deep. Alice Pereira takes the win. First third of the women's field has already competed. And we got a full heat of 20 out on the floor. Throw the workout up there for you. This is Basque CF 2024, the third version of this one. And they've got, this is a second workout listed on the leaderboard, but first workout for the elite athletes. There's two fields of play here. Guggenheim Arena, as you see behind us, incredible sight. And then the Bilbao Arena later. Alesna Aguiazabla, let's keep an eye on her. She is quite the athlete. Looks like 17 is empty. 15 is Laura Perez Marin. Lane number 13, Erika Benitez. Looks like 11 might be empty. Lane 9, Marina Sala. Lane number 7, Ishmini Oyenguren. Lane 5 looks like it's empty. Lane number 3, Mari Letoita out of Finland making the trip down here. Maybe she, I think she lives in Spain. I don't know who Mari is. Lane number 2, Maria Benassar. Lane 4, Carla Esteban Alcaide. Lane number 6, Paloma Pereira. Met her in Greece last year at the Athens Throwdown. Incredibly kind and fit woman from Madrid. Lane number 8, Elena Aguera. Lane number 10, Sarah Garananya. No, I'm not saying that right. I apologize. Lane number 12, Tera Fuster. Lane number 14, Ana Alcazar. Keep an eye on her. Saw her in Pamplona last year. She's been on some teams at the semifinals. Very well-respected athlete here in Spain. Lane number 16, Parla Uriarte. Lane 18, last year's second-place finisher here, Maria Granizo. And in lane 20, Begonia Machalan rounds out the heat. We've seen it 3 times already this morning. 30 seconds to the start of the final heat for the elite athletes here at the Guggenheim Arena for Bilbao Chapelketa 2024. 36 toes to bar, 36 power clean, 36 bar facing burpees, 24 toes to bar, 24 front squat, 24 bar facing burpees, 12 toe to bar, 12 thruster, 12 bar facing burpees. Advance the barbell after the burpees in each run. Get across the finish line. 12 minutes to get it done. Top times for the women from the previous heat. 9:08, excuse me, that's the men's time. 10:31, Jacqueline Dahlstrom. 11:05, Silvia Garcia. 11:34, Anais Lankry. 11:38, Elena Caratala. And 11:41, Elder Morguia. So we'll keep those in mind. But 10:31 with Dahlstrom making that move in the middle round on the burpees, she said, pushing the pace. And you heard her mention it as well. The sun is creeping over Guggenheim this morning as the heats go on. The temperature goes up. So Alazna way down there in lane 19, and Ana Alcazar, who's first off the pull-up bar in lane 14, are amongst the leaders. Lane 1, Paula Cruz as well. Don't know as much about Paula Cruz, but I have an intrigue from her based on the research that we were able to pull. So let's see if she has any. She's able to hang with some of the bigger names in this heat to start off her Basque Championship. It's a 3-day competition. There's 2 events today. One of them here. The other one will be in the Bilbao Arena, which is, I mean, it's not the Guggenheim, but it's an incredible facility and building in and of itself. They'll have 3 events tomorrow. They'll bounce back and forth from the arena to the Guggenheim to the arena. There's 2 events both in the arena on Sunday, and the final will be a cut down to the final, and it also has yet to be announced. The athletes won't find out about that one until tomorrow night. All the athletes now working on the power cleans. Here is Begonia Machala. A few touch and goes here from Maria Granizo. Paula Uriarte. Ana Alcazar, who's the first to get her hands on the barbell in the all black. A sunny morning here at Bilbao. Tara Fuster, Sarah Garananya, Elena Aguilera, Loma Pereira, Carla Esteban Alcaine, Maria Benassar,
Pues
Mari, la turista.
6 repeticiones para estas atletas para ver quién va a ser la primera en comenzar con esos burpees.
Mene Oyanguren,
Arriba ahí en esa calle, el número 2,
Marina Sala,
donde vemos a
Elena Mangas, Erika Benitez,
con esa serie de
Mona Perez Marin. Hands up for several of the athletes, and Elasa Zabla is actually going to be the first one to the burpees. So she was second off the pull-up bar. She's got some company on the far side of the floor from a few women. It was not Paula Cruz, by the way. Her lane looked empty. It was Marina Benassar. Several athletes on the burpees now. Hands up for many others who are getting through that first set of 36 power cleans. You don't want to fall too far behind, but you definitely don't need to be in the lead if we've learned anything from the previous heats. If you get to that final round first, that's the recipe. So making your move in the second round is where we saw Carlos Ferreira and Jacqueline Dahlstrom assert themselves relative to what were the most competitive heats. Aniola Kai was kind of in a league of his own in his heat, so he didn't have anyone to necessarily pace off of. Dami Martinez and Ignacio Marendi went out a little hotter than Ferreira. Garatala went out a little faster than Dahlstrom, and into that middle round were the fastest times we've seen so far, and gained their biggest advantage. 26, last 10 reps here for Alesne. Hand up for Aguilar. Hand up on the far side of the floor. So she's going to be the leader going back, but not by much. Let's go check and see who is going to be joining her in the early lead of this heat. Middle of the floor in the maroon t-shirt, that is Marina Benassar. But actually first to the barbell, way down there in 18, it looks like it's Maria Granizo. We talked about the fact that she took second place here last year. And she didn't waste a single second getting up for this set of 24 toes to bar. Ferreira, the winner on the men's side, told us 24 unbroken toes to bar, 24 unbroken front squats is the recipe. Ana Alcazar, her hand just now goes up for those burpees. Granizo will take a small break. Certainly looks composed, however. So Granizo is the leader, 5 reps to go on the toes to bar. She's going to take another break. Agria Zabla, her closest competitor, is on the complete opposite end of the rig from her. They likely will not really be able to know what they're doing. Carlos Ferreira actually told us that he really couldn't see Dami or Ignacio from down there. He just knew that the second round was ready to go. And you see how fast Maria is getting the barbell off the ground after getting off of the pull-up bar. And up on the pull-up rig for not just Alesne, but also for Marina. And I believe Erica Benitez, I think, is also the other woman that's getting to the front squats. So it's Maria Granizo right here, Alesne on the far side of the floor. I believe it's Erica Benitez out of Costa Zaurut. And then Marina Benazar from Atlas Barbell Club are the top four in the heat. Front squat's done for Granizo. She's going to hit 24 burpees. We'll walk down the floor. The burpees were where she made up her move in the first round, but let's check in on some of the other leaders. Super wide floor, so doing my best here with one camera. There is Marina. She's going to take a break. The Finn, Letovica, moving her barbell forward, getting into the second round. And 11 will drop there. That's the way to Mangas. Erica Benitez, she was, and now she's in third in the heat, I believe. Her last 5 reps on the front squat. Now, last night's passed her by. But hanging tough in a top 3 position right now. Right next to her, Laura Perez Mata, 15, also on the front squats. And here's Agaya Zabla, who is back in second place. So we've got some lead changes taking place here in the second heat for the women. Again, 10:31 is the time that they're chasing. That was Jacqueline Dahlstrom, multiple-time CrossFit Games athlete, Norwegian by birth, lives in Spain, down in Mallorca, and has for quite some time. Silvia Garcia Sepias, one of Spain's finest, with the second best time, 11:05. Definitely a podium threat here this weekend. Anias Langtree with a great start to her competition, besting Elena Caratala by 4 seconds. Those are the third and fourth fastest times. And a relative unknown compared to the rest, Elder Morgia, at least to me, not too far behind. 3 seconds behind Caratala with a very respectable start to her Basque CF. Granizo moves to the barbell, or the pull-up bar, as Agia Zabla has a hand up in the air. And once again, Granizo wastes no time. She is likely going to be the winner. Agia Zabla won't be far behind. And it's a split floor once again with the top 2 ladies, 18 lanes apart from each other. 8.5 minutes on the clock. So this time to beat is definitely in jeopardy as Maria Granizo is potentially looking to open up the Basque CF with the win. Will she be able to hang on? Agia Zabla, 3 reps to go. Granizo, final rep. So it's a 2-rep advantage for Granizo as she heads to the barbell for the final time. Straight into this set of 12 thrusters. Agia Zabla, hands on the barbell. Benitez and Benassar are back to the toes to bar. Benitez jumps up before her in the race for third in the heat. A break for Granizo. Agia Zabla still has the barbell up. Granizo looks down the floor. She definitely knows she's down there. Last 3 reps here, last 3 reps there. Final rep for Agia Zabla, final rep for Granizo, 12 burpees, it's a race to the finish. Agia Zabla with a 2-rep advantage. She's on the far side of the floor. She's likely gonna win this thing. Granizo is hustling hard. I know it's not a great shot for Agia Zabla on the far side of the floor. No judge's hand up yet. Judge's hand up for Granizo. Agia Zabla's gotta be close. And Alesna Agia Zabla will take the heat. I'll have to go check her time in a second, but she may have taken the win. Final rep for Granizo. And Maria Granizo will get across the line. 10:08, so that'll be second place overall. Alesna Agia Zabla will take the win. Beats Jacqueline Dahlstrom. Very nice job there, Maria. That was intense. Yo voy a regresar después del heat. Let's check in on the rest of the women. So Alesna Agia Zabla is going to start things off with the win here. Burpees for the next 2 women that are looking to finish. 10:31 is passed. But these women still have a chance to beat our next time.
It's making away from
Marina on her burpees, Benitez on her burpees. Erica Benitez, 11:02. That will be the fourth fastest time we've seen. 11:10, and Marina will get in. It'll be the sixth. And no, Benitez was sent back. Oh no, it was not Benitez. Laura Perez Marin sneaks ahead of Benitez. Wow. Amazing finish there. 11:01. Wow. Fantastic finish from Laura Perez Marin. Benitez, 11:14. Dice 11. ¿Qué es eso? And the time cap will hit. And the women, just like the men, are in a complete disarray. Let's see if we can check in with Maria. Maria, ¿prefieres español o inglés? Okay. So you were second place here last year. Do you compete outside of Spain?
Yes, I competed at the CrossFit Games, 16, 17 this year. Last year I was the 14, 15. And I don't move a lot out of Spain to compete, but I like doing other competitions. But this year I only did CrossFit Games and here in Spain competitions.
Now, it was very close between you and Alesne, but you guys were very far apart on the floor. Did you see her over there?
To be honest, I didn't see her at all. Like, I was so in my head was stay in your lane and do your workout, so I didn't saw anybody else.
There were some big names in the first heat. Jacqueline Dahlstrom, Elena Caratala, Silvia Garcia. You beat them all on that workout. Are you surprised by that?
I am, because it's an honor for me working out with them, because they have been a long time in this sport. So being able to just get close to them, it's for me saying okay, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Well, that was super fun to watch. I'm excited to see you this weekend. Great start and beautiful place to do it.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right, Maria Granizo takes second place amongst the elite women to start things off. You heard it from her. Two-time CrossFit Games teenage athlete, just a young up-and-comer with an incredible potential. Beautiful to see. But the winner for event number 1 here is going to be Alesna Egriazabla. Mucho bueno hecho esta mañana. Puedes hablar en español, está bien, pero ¿cómo fue la workout?
Bastante duro, la verdad. La ronda de 24 es la que decidía un poco. Era igual bajar una marcha en los burpees para luego apretar en la de 12.
¿Viste María por otro lado?
No, estaba escuchando algo y en la primera ronda sí que la vi que entró antes en Toast to Bar. Pero luego ya no vi nada, me enfoqué en lo mío y ya está.
Súper bien esta mañana. Fue el primero más rápido que Jacqueline por el primer hit. Entonces, perfecto para empezar. Nos vemos esta tarde por el...
Estaría con presión, ¿eh?
Mucho bien hecho. Nos vemos por la arena esta tarde. Okay. So you heard from Alesna and Maria there. They didn't know where the other one was, but they were the fastest two in the division. Jacqueline Dahlstrom should have taken third, and we're really setting up for a heck of a battle this weekend on the women's side of things. Carlos Ferreira takes it down for the men on Yola Kai, right where he needs to be. Second place, Dami Martinez rounding it out third. That'll do it for event 1 here at the Basque Chapelqueta from the Guggenheim. We'll be back inside the Bilbao Arena this afternoon. Thank you guys for being with us. See you soon.